copied. Also, please confirm you got my assignment for the last Cow project.
I told you I saw your email.
Okay.
I asked you to resend again, and also you resent on Saturday, Friday. You forgot, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I must have forgotten, but if you've got it, then that's good. Yeah.
No. On Friday, I told it was not clearly. I did not receive earlier. You send again Friday. You sent me. There is no problem.
Okay. I'll resend again. No problem. Yeah.
No. You already sent. No worries.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't send again and again, and we'll be in the confusion.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Okay. Then we start our session now. Let others join later on. Okay. Good day for every one of you. Now we are discussing this job satisfaction and reward management. Both may be appearing quite controversial, or what we call we can say opponents, job satisfaction and reward management. But normally both are in line with the satisfaction depends on reward management, professional reward management by the company, and vice versa, of course. What is job satisfaction? Job satisfaction can be defined as an individual's overall attitude towards his or her job. One gentleman simplified this job satisfaction, very simple words, and a layman words he gave. What is job satisfaction? Suppose our office is 8 o'clock, right? Your response needed sometimes in this case. Don't mute your microphone now, right? Unmute your microphone for some time. Okay, when the advisor, that person who simplified says, when you got up from the bed or before getting up from the bed, do you think that, okay, I am going to office by 8 o'clock, we happily, or from the bed itself you are thinking, oh, I need to go to the office today too? This makes the difference between whether you are satisfied or not satisfied or dissatisfied. Do you understand? Hello? Oh. Sonia?
Yep.
So the simplified definition is, soon we get up or before getting up, do we think whether, okay, I am going to office happily, or, oh my God, I need to go to the office today also. This, if what is getting into the mind of that employee, that depends on his satisfaction level. So you can also see sometimes, I saw one in Madanga, one lady chasing a 6-year-old boy, his son, of course, her son, to make him to go to the school, around 6-7 years old boy. That fellow is crying like anything, but she is chasing that fellow to go to the school, and he is running here and there. So I just stopped that mother. Why you want to force this fellow to the school now? And she says, if there is no school, and what will be his future? So this all the level of happiness or satisfaction for whether it is job or school or whatever it is, of course. It is a positive state resulting from the appraisal of one's job or job experience. So that is the reason when you speak about any person who is switching the jobs very oftenly, jumping Japan. So when he is jumping from job to job in a year, sometime every year he may be looking for a new job. Normally, it is not that simple that he is not satisfied with his previous job. If he is changing, he or she is changing the job every year, there must be some problem with that person, not with the company. If they change job from one place to another place for after quite some time, that is okay. That is a different story. Okay, then what is the experience and how it influences them? it is regarded both as general attitude as well as satisfaction with specific dimensions of the job, such as pay. Suppose sometimes managements also commit some mistakes. Suppose Mr. X is a manager, they recruit some subordinate to that X. Manager is getting 100 kina per hour, for example, just presume. I'm not exaggerating the things, but of course, if manager is getting 100 kina per hour, but the newly recruiter who is supposed to work under that manager is getting more than 100 per hour, definitely manager will get demoralized. And the manager is working from last 10 years in the organization. This newcomer is a new entrant into the company. So in such cases, what happens is the organizations normally will face the problem, and the manager who is normally thinks that who is always look at, of course, whatever it is, either you or me or anybody, those who are coming and working under that fellow, and after 10 years of his experience, a newcomer, a school graduate coming from a school newly and joining, and he's getting more pay, normally the manager will think insulted for his experience in the company. Even after working for 10 years or 15 years, he will look at another job in another company. So the work itself, and also promotion opportunities, supervision, co-workers, right? So sometimes the people may satisfy based on the organizational processes, satisfy or dissatisfy. You take simple example in Botswana. I left the job from the university in Botswana. Was that management is simply always pressurizing the lecturers to pass everybody. And I told it is not just you are doing a favor. You are spoiling his future, because if you send them out to the market without what we call competency, then what they will do outside? And they simply said government is paying the fees, and if 90%, less than 90% passes in the program, government will not pay us fees, so that you have to pass everybody. And then I told, okay, Tata, I don't want to work with you if you are compromising. So this sometimes it happens that the people may not be compromising. Of course, I am not saying that I am a great man. That is a different story. It is only to elicit an example. So satisfaction, dissatisfaction depends on various perceptual perceptual aspects of the person, and the values, ethics, and everything comes in picture. The human relations movement suggested that real satisfaction, the human relations movement, this is normally we call as Hawthorne studies conducted in 1950s and 40s. A real satisfaction with the job could only be provided by allowing individuals enough responsibility and freedom to enable them to grow mentally, while physical, economic school emphasized the role of the physical arrangement of work. Just a minute, Sonia. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry. So, in recent years, the attitude of job satisfaction has come to be linked with a broader approach to improve the job design and organization and the quality of life. These all motivating, these all influencing today to have a definition of job satisfaction, and also to enable the employees to be working with satisfaction and pride. How to measure the job satisfaction? There may be different techniques, qualitative and quantitative techniques are there. Measuring job satisfaction has been a challenge process to managers, because how to measure? Because there is no such physical measures for the satisfaction. You cannot say that I am satisfied by 1 kilo, 2 kilo, no, that is not possible. But there must be some way forward to measure the satisfaction, to understand what is the commitment level of the employees. That depends on the level of satisfaction too. Several techniques have been developed over the years which are used extensively and are of great importance for practitioners. For instance, individuals are made to recall some of the important and critical incidents which have caused satisfaction or dissatisfaction to them, and conclusions are drawn from such exercises. In another method, a small group of employees are brought together and encouraged to openly share their feeling regarding their job. In group environment, people feel free to talk about various things, but that is not, this exercise will not be suitable for our PNG situation, because in groups, people limit speaking. Researchers have identified several factors leading to job satisfaction, which are broadly divided into two categories, that is organizational factors and individual determinants. Because certain organizational factors will influence your satisfaction level, and also at the same time, in the process of work-life balance, our individual determinants also will help in making us whether we are happy or not, or satisfactory or dissatisfactory. So organizational factors, reward system, this is very influencing factor. How does the organization setting up the rewards for the employees? Whether the employees are all what equal pay for equal work happening, or the reward system is equal or at par with the society or economy, or is it at par with the competitors, and whether the employees are paid enough, paid properly. So this all comes into picture. The organization reward system has been found to be related to job satisfaction, because most of the times why we are doing the job means for better pay. So this pertains to how fairly pay, benefits and promotions are distributed. This is important. Pay benefits, not only physical, what we call monetary aspect alone, but also elevation, development, employee, what we call development. And work, the nature of work contributes heavily. Why? In the sense, if the nature of work and the processes not what we call transparent, if the work is very heavily pressurized, if 10, in place of 10 people, only 3 people are employed, that means 3 people are asked to perform the work of 10 people, and heavy work sometimes it appears to be in the what we call public services mostly. Some of the organizations may be understaffed due to various reasons, and heavy work pressure and flexibility. There is no flexibility, or flexibility is there. Freedom and discretion available in the performance of one's job bring a lot of job satisfaction. Supervisory behavior, the boss and bossman and bossmary also plays a vital role in satisfaction level of the employees to work with the organization. Satisfaction tends to be higher when employees believe that supervisor is competent and considerate. So that is the problem here. Nowadays, younger generation are working in the lower levels, and older people who are, of course, I don't blame the age alone, but those who do not understand the latest technology-driven processes becomes bossman or bossmary. In such case, the younger generation come with the technology will face trouble, because they want to work with computer and information technology and all social media and so many things. But the oldest man or older supervisor who does not pay interest, or he is not interested to look at technology aspect, then there will be some controversy between the younger subordinates and older superior. Working conditions, overall working conditions in an organization have direct bearing on the level of satisfaction. comfort, salary, challenge, and resource availability. And also amenities, very important point we are missing in this case is amenities. What kind of amenities we have at our workplace? Like toilets availability, lunchroom or canteen or staff canteen like, and room with proper ventilation and proper arrangement for lighting and fans or air conditioning, whatever it is, and transportation, commuting between office and home and back, home and office and back, and these all and also in industrial organizations where large chunk of people work in a same industry, a very heavy industry, for example, availability of hospital in the campus or in the residential area, school for the children, this all makes sense. Suppose, for example, I spoke to a fellow who got an opportunity to work in Western Pacific University, newly coming up university, which will be accepting application from graduates from next year. It may be, I did not remember the name of that location. Can anyone suggest me the location? What is that location?
I think it's in the Southern Islands province, where Peter Onu's place is.
Okay. So the person I spoke got a good opportunity there. From the current place of work, he is going to get almost double the salary, but he got a 10-year-old son. He's an expatriate, of course. He wanted to get a good school there for his son, and the Americans managed a school is there near to that, but it is around 30 kilometers from the place. So he is just thinking that my son's schooling may be disturbed. Now he is studying in a foreign expatriate run school in some place in central Papua New Guinea. So what I mean to say here is working conditions and various amenities for the person or employee and also family. These all matters. So these are organizational. How best you are providing these will be matter of influencing satisfaction level of the employees. Individual factors, various individuals and socio-economic variables are linked to job satisfaction. The researchers found younger people are more satisfied because they are just started their business and activities, and they may be earning something, because before this job they may not be having any earnings like. Similarly, men are more influenced than women if they are provided more autonomy in their work. I don't think this is a valid point, because autonomy given to the women also, they work well, because world is proved. This research is a false research. I don't agree with this. I am not just saying that some of the women are in the group for the discussion. I am not just biased towards anybody. But the thing is, if autonomy is given, even child also will be doing well, irrespective of the gender, right? The autonomy makes people perform well, of course. That is my personal opinion. Anyway, I am not contradicting with this fellow, because he did a research in certain industrial organizations. There is a direct link between job satisfaction and performance of an employee. This is very, very prominent point, because if the people satisfied, they will prove to put utmost efforts to what we call complete the tasks. If the lower satisfaction does mean low morale of the people, low motivation of the people. If lower the motivation, lower will be the commitment to complete the tasks. A satisfied worker makes extra efforts, leading to better performance. And there is a higher outcome in an organization if employees are more satisfied. This is important point. That means organizations always look at how best we make our employees all or at most satisfied to work with us. So certain organizations are there. I read about one article yesterday. The company which founded in 2001, with just 1 million kina of its capital and business level. And in 2020, it is almost grown up to 7 billion kina worth of a business. And 2001, it was started with just 10 people. Today, there are 600 people, right? This 10 gradually increasing, and the 2010, the employees crossed 500, and from 2010, 98% of the employees still working with the company. Nobody left. Only just 2% of the people left the company. In this 2% also, half of them are just retired by attaining 55 or say 62 or something like age matter. That means in technical terms, only 1% of the people left the company from 2010, and this 98% who remained, they said, we will retire here. We don't search for any opportunities outside. That means we are happy with the company. That is when you speak about satisfaction leads to decrease in the absenteeism. Just we discussed in the beginning, while getting up from the bed, whether we say that, okay, I have office, I must go on time, or, oh my God, there is office today too, how should I go? That is the difference, well satisfied and nil satisfied. So if well satisfied people are there, decreases absenteeism if employees are more satisfied in their jobs. Creativity among employees and better mental health. This is very important. Not only physical health, mentally they will not have any worries about the workplace, so that their mental health will be very accurate, appropriate. EVL and responses to dissatisfaction: exit, voice, loyalty, neglect. So exit means you can see here, if a person is dissatisfied, there may be 4 options for them. Exit the company. Don't work in the place where you are not happy. And leaving the situation, quitting, transferring. Then second one is voice. These people are courageous, and they wanted to. They must be. Most of the times they become empathetic towards their co-workers, and they wanted to. They are change seekers. So they look at changing the situation. They try to change the situation itself by fighting or voicing or communicating or whatever the methods they adopt. That all depends on their requirement and their level of working. They work towards solving the problems, and also they look at complaining to the concerned authorities to take the solution. So here I will give you one simple example. One day the CEO came to one company, one of the reputed companies in India, Tata Group of Industries. CEO come as an inspection for the main or corporate office, a industrial unit of their company. They were around 2,000 to 3,000 people are working. And he spoke to all the managers and everything, supervisors and everything. And then he gone to the working area, and he called all employees to take 1 hour break and come to meeting. All employees in the group came. And he was talking to them, and the employees, you tell me any problems are there. And they simply said, we don't have any problems, but except one. What is that one? So the management is not, the manager is not taking care of cleanliness of our workers' toilets, because in the company there is a executives toilets and workers' toilets, 2 separate complexes, so 2 separate blocks. And he called the manager. Okay, how many days it takes to solve this problem? And the manager said, okay, within 1 month we will fix this problem. And the chairman said, why 1 month? And we need to give the contract and all those things. They were always speaking about rule book and all. And chairman told, I will fix it in half an hour. Okay, please call the carpenter. And they called the carpenter. And he told, you change the boards, workers' toilet to the other block and executives' toilet to the workers' toilet. It's very simple. When executives are using a toilet, they are always forcing that cleanly people clean what we janitors to make more. You know, they normally boss man, the people fear what worry about the boss man. And then he told, for every 15 days, you change these boards like this, swap the boards so that both the toilets will be very cleanly. This simple, sometimes, you know, complaining gives a result sometimes, and sometimes it may not be. That is a different story. And the third one is loyalty, patiently waiting for the situation to improve. It is not to fight, not to voice, just go on doing your duty, that's all. You are very positive. Loyalty people are very optimistic. They think that, okay, today we are in trouble, but tomorrow there may be a bright future. So this way they can go on anticipating and waiting for the change. And neglect this group who neglect in reducing work, upgrade, and increasing absenteeism. They, oh, why should I come to the office? This kind of situations will be what we call arising, and they practice like that. Job satisfaction and performance. Happy workers are somewhat more productive workers, but general attitude is poor predictor of specific behaviors. Job performance affects satisfaction only when rewarded. That is important. Satisfaction. Performance affects satisfaction is rewarded. And effect on performance strongest in complex jobs because of a greater employee influence on job performance, like limited in assembly lines. Job satisfaction and performance. Happy staff equal to happy customers. This is also one of the most important idea generated recently. Because if customers should be happy, that means the employees working in that organization or staff in that organization must be providing utmost services to the customers. But sometimes if staff are not happy, even they may quarrel or fight or neglect the customers, and you can see sometimes some organizations, you can see staff are fighting with the customers. If staff started fighting the customers, no customer will dare enough to come into that organization. So like this, of course, when you speak about happy staff or happy customers, American food retailer Wegmans food markets enjoy strong customer loyalty and low employee turnover by keeping employees happy. That is one of the important case studies in the job satisfaction and customer relations. Job satisfaction increases customer satisfaction and profitability because job satisfaction affects mood, leading to positive behaviors towards customers. Job satisfaction reduces employee turnover, resulting in more consistent and familiar services. Because when your staff turnover is very heavy, always new faces are coming, the customers will never build any loyalty with the organization or store, because every day they see a new face. That means they don't want to make any familiarity with the staff members. If every day they see the same people, definitely loyalty of the customers will improve. Organizational commitment, effective commitment, that means not speaking and giving the words, promises, but showing the actions. Emotional attachment to identification with and involvement in an organization. Continuous commitment, calculative attachment, stay because too costly to quit. Sometimes quitting becomes costly for the organizations and employee too. So please go through the page number 45 to understand organizational commitment. What is stress? We have just 6 minutes to go to the closing of this session. Anyway, Josh, homeless, just please go through these cases given in the reading material. I don't want to, what we can just read the case studies. This is an example of case study. Read and get ready, and we can discuss in the tomorrow's session if any points needed. So mostly, what is stress? It varies from personality, person to person. Certain things may be stressful for me, may not be stressful for somebody else. Experts have trouble defining the term stress. An adaptive response to a situation that is perceived as challenging or threatening to the person's well-being. Stress is a physiological and psychological condition that prepares us to adapt to hostile or noxious environmental conditions. This is what, when we are stressful, we may behave differently. Our practices will change. So sometimes the people who are under stress, they may be forming a new habit of smoking or drinking alcohol, etc. And when people are stressful, they behave violently sometimes. And stressful people may be even sometimes stressful people, not only violent, sometimes violent against anybody else. They become violent for themselves by like committing suicides, etc., etc. Our heart rate increases, muscles tighten, breathing speeds up, and perspiration increases. Our body also moves more blood to the brain, releases adrenaline and other hormones. So this is all medical science terminology, but better don't worry about this medical terminology. We are not in the medical school, right? It fuels the system by releasing more glucose and fatty acids. That is the reason why these all target the human towards lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases in the sense, diabetes and hypertension. These all comes after, the fellow who becomes stressful. He is not just stressful for the mind, but he or she will become a factory of diseases, lifestyle diseases, if they are very frequently becoming stressful at workplace or at home, wherever it is. Job burnout process. Job burnout is a particular stress consequence that refers to the process of emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and reduced feelings of personal accomplishment. This process is shown in this picture. Interpersonal and role-related stressors. Emotional exhaustion, emotionally, because I did something great to the company. Just I am giving example, right? If I did something great for the company, but my boss man takes this and he wanted to get credit by discrediting my effort. This makes emotional exhaustion for the employee who are doing good for the company. Cynicism, becomes cynic in the sense it is not totally mad, but they become pessimist and they will be sitting in a corner and not speaking to anybody, and they kill themselves. That means mentally they will just suffer, go on suffering. Reduced personal accomplishments. So normally this they underperform or they perform lower, or they will face the problem of performance actually. This all leads to physiological, psychological, and behavioral consequences. So please go through this burnout process in the what we call in detail in the reading material. Work-life balance. MH Australia. McGraw-Hill, they are explaining. Work-life balance, what is work-life balance? Whether we are working in an organization, at the same time, are we sparing sufficient time for us and our family? That is how you are balancing your time with organization and your family and personal attainments, etc. So that is the reason why most of the times the employees in Western world and in Australia, New Zealand, they will go for just a pleasure trip every weekend. They wanted to spend for the pleasure on weekends, so that they get recharged and they will work very enthusiastically for the next week. Right? This is something about job satisfaction, right? So exactly our time also completed, right?